Hello Year 3, it is Miss Wilkinson and I'm teaching you science this half term. We have a new topic and we're going to be learning all about plants over the next 5 weeks. Now you probably know a little bit about plants from when you were in the infant school. So I just want you to pause for 1 minute and see if you can think about some of the things that you already know. Okay, you probably already knew that plants are living things and they come in all shapes and sizes and all look or can look completely different. I want you to think about a tiny buttercup that you might find in our school fields, little yellow flower, how small that is. And now I want you to think of the tallest tree in one of our school fields. And although they can be all completely different in that way, in the way that they look, they are all special in the same way that they make food for themselves, which we're going to find out more about during this half term. Our key question for this lesson is, can you name different types of plants? Now you may already know some different names for flowers, but we're going to also have a look at trees today and some different leaves on these trees. Your learning objective is to describe the features of different plants and suggest reasons why different plants grow in different locations. So we're going to look at, when we say describe different features, the different parts of plants and why do they grow in different areas. One thing you may not have known is that plants that lose their leaves during autumn, which we're going to have a little look at in a moment, just to remind you, are deciduous trees, or deciduous plants, sorry, because there can be bushes and brambles and trees that lose their leaves during the winter. Okay, if we have a look at evergreen, I just want you to pause for a second. What do we think evergreen means? And the clue is in the word evergreen, which means they always have some sort of greenery on them, some sort of leaves. Now, I know Mrs. Kershaw is going to be very upset with me if I mispronounce this. The rhododendron here is the picture. This is when it is flowering in the summertime, and in the winter going into spring, it still has its green leaves. Okay, so the flowers have gone, but the leaves are still there. So it does happen to plants with flowers, and we have trees up here that still have the green leaves on them. They do shed their leaves, sorry. Their leaves do drop off, but not all at the same time. So there's always some green on them. And deciduous plants, like these ones over here, their leaves fall off in the autumn. Now we're just going to have a little look at the seasons as a reminder. So at the moment we are in February. It is still winter. The winter months are December, when we have Christmas, and January and February. So we are just coming to the end of winter now, February. So you'll see a lot of the deciduous trees still are bare. They don't have any leaves on. Then we're coming into March and April and May. They are the spring months, when the trees, the flowers start to blossom. Then in summer, June, July and August is when we have full thick trees with leaves. And then into autumn again, September, October and November is when deciduous trees start to lose their leaves. And I've just put a little picture on for you here so you can compare. So this first picture is again in winter, as January, the first month in our year, is winter. So we've got the deciduous at the top, so winter, then we go along into spring and summer and autumn. That's just a comparison there for you to look at. Your first task today, I know I've done it a little bit differently. I don't normally explain the tasks until the end of the video. I want you to go for a walk with an adult, but it doesn't have to be today. I will put this video on, I'll leave it up, your deadline for next Sunday, okay, not this Sunday, next Sunday, so that you do have the opportunity to go out on a walk with an adult. I want you to go and see if you can find some trees, some evergreen leaves, and take some pictures of you out and about. I've put some pictures on there, some that you may find. We've got an oak leaf here, these ones here. Now, not all oak trees are evergreen, so see if you can find one. We've got a yew leaf in the middle there and holly leaves at the end. You are probably most familiar with holly leaves and evergreen leaves. If you do have a touch, if you're touching holly leaves, be careful please, they can be quite sharp, quite spiky. If you feel them, you will feel that most of them are small, and this word, we've got narrow, thick and waxy. I want you to think about, if you're putting wax in your hair, that kind of greasy feeling against your fingers. That's what they will feel like. So that is your first task, to go for a walk and either pick some leaves or take some pictures of yourself out on a walk finding some evergreen leaves. Right, before we move on to your next one, I just wanted to put these two pictures together because trees are so much bigger than flowers. So I've just put these two pictures next to each other just so you can see how much larger the tree plant is to the flower plant, because on your next slide I have made them the same size. And I have done this to show you that plants do have the same features, and these features keep them alive. I want you to pause the video again, and where I have put the black lines, I want you to see if you can name what these parts are. Right, let's have a look and see if we got the same names. Starting off with the roots. So they are so much smaller on the plant here. Tree roots can grow extremely long. We will come on to that in the coming weeks. On a plant, this part here that goes all the way from the roots up to the flowers, and it has the leaves coming out of it, is called the stem. This should not have a capital letter, boys and girls. It's not a proper noun. It should have a lowercase s. And on a tree, it's this thick bit here is the trunk that again joins on to these roots down there, and the stem joins on to the roots of the flower. The leaves are on both the flower and the tree. The flower picture that I've put up has a flower that we can see very clearly here with petals. And I have labelled on here, the trees sometimes have flowers, fruit or berries. So that brings me to your second task. It is to draw a plant and label the parts. So you may choose to do a flower, you may choose to do a tree, or you may choose to do both. It's completely up to you, boys and girls. And task 3 is to think about why different plants grow in different locations. So there's that word locations again. So why might this plant grow in a different place to this tree? What might the tree need that the plant doesn't, or what might the tree need more of than the plant. I want you to think really hard about it, really carefully. And we're going to look further into that in the coming lessons. So there's your tasks again. I'll just go through them. Go on a walk with an adult within the next week. See if you can find some evergreen trees, evergreen leaves. Take some pictures. Task 2, draw a plant, label the parts. You can look back at this video to help you. Task 3, think about why different plants grow in different places, different locations. I've also popped on here, which will be on Teams for you, 2 links. This top one is all about the parts of a plant, and the bottom one is just for you to have an explore. It's a lot of videos. It will help you with task 3, and if you have an interest in it, head on over there. And boys and girls, I cannot wait to see you on the 8th of March. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Bye.